So you're probably about to have your first day in flight school. So I'm going to go over some of the things that happened to me and what to expect during your first day. So my first day, whenever I went to go fly, I have zero experience actually flying an aircraft or any aviation knowledge in general. I just wanted to fly fighter jets. That is why I was there. I was there for Air Force ROTC and I wanted to fly planes, so I chose a degree that flew planes. My mistake, did not know what you needed to actually be a pilot in the Air Force, and I chose the most expensive degree you can get. So my first day there, I had no clue what I was doing. Everyone else there was already like experienced and filling out their weight and balances, and I just sat there. I showed up exactly, I think exactly at 11, and I was told you're supposed to be here like an hour before. I was like, sorry, there was fireworks outside. I had no clue what I was doing or to expect. I was nervous and didn't lead to a good first day in the beginning, at least. She was very nice whenever she fully explained to me why I had to be there early to get an aircraft and everything else. She was very nice. I just was panicking because I had no clue what I was doing. She explained to me the math and didn't make sense. I kind of from then on copied every single weight and balance off that one. So all of them after that were wrong to a certain extent. Immediately got in the air, nauseous. It was freezing cold. I think when we were outside, it was like 6 degrees, and I felt nauseous. Like, it was the first time I ever felt like the third degree movement in a plane. No, it was not it. I've never felt like the vibrations and motion sickness of a plane before, so the first time actually being up there, not it. Like I used to get motion sick in the car all the time, so this was like 10 times worse. It, not good. No, she was like, okay, try looking straight and forward, and pick a spot. And I was like, that's not happening. I closed my eyes, made it 10 times worse. Closing my eyes made it 10 times worse because I could feel myself not being coordinated, and ugh. I get out of the plane and it was like -20 up in the air, but I was sweating. I felt so hot and nauseous. Let's just say like after that day, I went to Applebee's and I was like shaking. I felt so sick the entire day and day after. I could not move. It was awful. Now that is just my experience. I'm just weak. That's what it comes down to. I was and am weak. But don't let me scare you. It is an amazing experience. I just panicked. Don't panic. Because please don't be scared about either taking off or landing because these at least training aircraft can take a beating. I've taken some hard landings and some very bad landings before. Like here, one of my landings for my first solo I came in like this, right? I think I flared to the side. I flared to the side right here, came in going like this, landed back on the other side right here, and then nose hit right here. Not nose hit, but like um the front landing gear hit hard right there, and I like did this. Man, it was embarrassing coming back after that. I'll say the least. But let me tell you this: the aircraft was fine. Nothing was wrong with it besides my ego and emotions. Also, in the air, you would almost have to purposely crash the aircraft for it to actually crash. You'd have to purposely like shove it down because these aircraft want to stay flying in the air. They're built to like fly. That's the whole purpose of them. So they want to keep doing that. So getting into your first day, it's going to be a challenge, okay? You're going into something you've never seen or done before. Maybe you have had prior experiences, but it's something brand new to you. You're adding another level to what you've already known. So you'll either start off with ground course or ground knowledge or an actual flight. For me, my first day was in ground school, and everyone else was already flying and everything. I had no clue what they were talking about or any clue what was happening. So I guess for this, I'll start off with what your first day actually flying will be like. So you'll get to the airport probably 30 to 40 minutes before. Your instructor will give you a weight and balance, and depending on the actual place, dispatch will give you an aircraft, right? And you're gonna go over how to do the weight and balance and make sure you fill it out properly. Go over a few different like checklists to make sure you're personally okay and make sure that um, all your emotions are in check. Make sure you are fit to fly and the instructor's fit to fly, and make sure the aircraft is at least sometimes before the flights you will go over what you're going to be doing for the day. For me at least, we do that while we're pre-flighting, just to save time and money. But sometimes you will go into a briefing room to go over the objectives for the day. But after you fill out your weight and balance, you will go out to the aircraft and do a pre-flight check. So you will go around the aircraft and make sure that everything is working normally. You'll turn the lights on, see if all the lights are working properly, and turn on. You'll go around the aircraft, see if all the little bolts and axles are working properly. You'll move the ailerons, the rudder, to a certain extent. You don't want to mess with it too much because obvious reasons. But you'll go around, make sure that everything is on and nothing looks out of place or like it's broken or anything. You'll sump the gas to make sure that there's nothing inside the gas, like water or different materials like metal. You don't want that stuff getting into the engine. It can make it run rough or eventually fail. You'll also check the flaps, make sure they come down all the way, make sure that they move a tad bit. You'll also check to see if you have enough oil in there. The engine is clear of any like bird nests or anything else like that. And after you've gone over the outside pre-flight checklist, you'll now sit in the aircraft. You will sit in the pilot in command seat, or the PIC seat. This is on the left side, kind of like how you're driving a car. Most of your primary flight instruments are on that side. So that's why you sit there. This is where you will do your engine startup. So you'll go over with your instructor how to properly start up your aircraft. Some training aircraft are different than others, and I'm not going to go over how to start an aircraft. That's for your instructor to go over. But the first thing you'll be going into is how to start up the aircraft. After you start it up and you get your avionics on, you're going to go over how to set up all your avionics to make sure you are ready for taxi. This is how you're going to get your taxi clearance. Depending on what airspace you're in, it might be a little different, but you'll get your taxi clearance and go out to the runway you're going to. Your instructor should go over how to use the rudders to taxi and the power settings to make sure that you're not going over a certain speed to get to the runway. After this, you will do a engine run-up to make sure that the engine is running smoothly for your flight, so that way you don't have an engine failure on takeoff or during your flight. After all that, you will be going to the hold short line, and after that, you'll be cleared to depart. Your instructor will go over how to actually take off, what airspeed to take off at, and how to smoothly pull back on that yoke so that you don't pull back too hard or not enough. But usually the aircraft does take off by itself at a certain extent, so don't be too scared about it. After you get out of the airspace that you're in, your instructor will go over how to control the aircraft. You'll learn how to ascend and descend. You'll learn how to keep your headings and turn at a standard rate, how to use your ailerons and rudder at the same time to do smooth turns. You're just basically going over how to control the aircraft, use the yoke, and get a feeling, and you'll feel more confident in your skills. Even though you don't have really any skills, it's just to show you and make you feel comfortable in the air. The rudder is probably the hardest part to understand, so learning that is going to take a while. So if you don't feel confident in that, let your instructor know. It is pretty difficult to understand. If you're scared while flying, don't be nervous to tell that to your instructor. It's something brand new, okay? Don't be scared. Your instructor knows the feeling of going into an aircraft for the first time and trying to control it. It's a scary feeling. You're a mile up in the air and have no control of the situation you're in. If there's if there's a failure, you have no clue how to fix it, and you're just sitting there, hoping that your instructor knows how to do everything for you. After that, you'll be going back to land, and landing will be probably done by your instructor to show you what it's like. You might do one or two landings, but your instructor's obviously going to do it for you. It's one of the more difficult things to master to make sure it's smooth. But after that, you'll probably go back and do a debrief after you shut the whole thing down and got your clearances, you'll do a debrief about your flight. They'll ask you about what you feel confident in, if you if you feel like it's a good fit for you. They'll just basically go over how the flight went and how you think it went. That's basically what your first day will be like. You'll log your lesson, get your hour. You should feel happy because not a lot of people get to fly, and not a lot of people actually succeed. So, I hope you enjoyed. This is just what a basic day looks like while you're flying.